Sup YouTube, it's Decklists TCG here, and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some new deck lists from Surging Sparks. The people over in Japan finally can play all the cards that are coming out in our Western Surging Spark set. So it's going to be very fantastic to see which new archetypes will emerge from this brand new set coming out in about 2 weeks time. We still have, of course, some knowledge from the last time we take a look at these city leagues over in Japan, but now we're going to be mainly focusing on new archetypes. So if you want to learn more about existing archetypes, I already did a video about that, I think last week, so you can check that out if you want to. But with that being said, that's a little disclaimer, only new archetypes will be taken. We are only going to be looking at new archetypes, that's what it is. So if you guys are hyped for it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. That way you're staying updated automatically when new videos hit the channel. Okay, let's see here. We are gonna start off with the Tokyo City League. City Leagues are actually very similar to League Cups that we have over here in the West. And that's typically with 64 people over in Japan. So let's take a look at some new archetypes. The first one we see here is Archuladon Dunsparce. Okay. If you have been playing, during the phases where like Baby Roaring Moon was actually using the Dunsparce, then you know what the Dunsparce actually does. You actually are able to draw 3 cards and then you shuffle it back into the deck. So a continuous loop. Unfortunately, the Dunsparce only comes back with 60 HP, which is a little bit tricky with stuff like Dragapult running around rampant in the format. You have Archuludon, which comes back with a very cool ability, allows you to actually get yourself 2 metal type energies from the discard pile if you evolve into it, and then you can accelerate them to your metal type Pokemon in any way you like. And also you're slapping 220, and during your opponent's next turn, your Pokemon actually have no weakness. So Archuludon has no weakness. Yeah, which is actually super nice because you might think, oh, Radiant Zara is going to slap you and then you lose. The cool thing is that this is a stage 1 EX Pokemon that comes back with 300 HP and you're slapping 220 damage output. And with the help of Turo, you're going to be able to recycle Archuludon time and time again. You might think, how do we even get beyond the damage output? And that's where the Raging Hammer comes into fruition. 80 damage plus 10 more for every damage counter on this Pokemon. And you use Relicanth, which allows Archuludon EX to use the attack of the Ceruledge. So a cool archetype for sure. And I wonder how good it will be doing over here in the TPCI event. So I'm very curious to see if Archuludon will actually be a tier 2 or even tier 1 archetype at one point during its lifespan. Lots of Pokemon catchers in here. And there's an unfair stamp because that's going to force the opponent to a low hand size while they have to hit through a truck. 300 HP Archaludon, and that is actually using the Fan Rotom to set up some Dunsparce here. So super nice build indeed. Then that actually got 4th place. Are there any other cool ones? Top 8 here for the Ceruledge Palkia. Ceruledge is also a new archetype coming from the Surging Spark set. Allows you to slap 30 damage plus 20 more for every energy card in your discard pile. This list actually is playing a whole lot of energies in total. Let's just take a look at it. That is actually 19 energies. So you're going to be able to hit ridiculous numbers. As soon as you have like 10 energies in your discard pile, you're actually slapping 230 damage, and that for just 1 single energy. The Ceruledge also is compatible with stuff like Briar. So if the opponent is at exactly 2 prize cards remaining, you can use Briar to take additional prize cards. You have Carmine, Squawkabilly, and even the Zamazenta, which you don't see very often, which allows you to dump your hand, draw 5 new cards, and your turn ends. So in the very couple of turns, you can make sure you can go, Squawkabilly into Carmine, into Zamazenta to make sure almost all your energies are in the discard pile. And the cool thing is, because you're playing energies in the discard pile, you can actually use the Star Portal ability of the Palkia VSTAR to power up Regidrago to even punish opponents that actually do not slap down Manaphy. So a very, very cool archetype indeed, and that's also coming in Surging Spark. So that's only 2 of them that we currently take a look at. Let's take a look at Osaka. Actually happened 2 days ago, so it actually was not that long ago. We see here, let's see if Miraidon got a boost here. Yeah. Excuse me for that. Miraidon Dex can get a boost with the new Pikachu. Pikachu actually comes back with a Resolute Heart ability. If this Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by an attack from the opponent, it is actually not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10 instead. So if they want to one-shot, they're going to have to do some funky stuff with Radiant Alakazam or Halucha pings left and right, because they're not going to get the one-shot and Pikachu's HP becomes 10 instead. Also, its attack slaps 300 damage. It needs a grass, a lightning, and a metal type energy, and actually is not being played. The cool thing is it is a Tera Pokemon, so it is now used in Miraidon decks to actually secure the Tera Pokemon, and the opponent cannot gust it up, because if they gust it up, they're actually going to be, they're not one-shotting it, so that's super cool indeed. Another new card is Latias EX. Is going to be a mainstay in Miraidon, allowing you to have free retreat with all of your basic Pokemon. A huge, fantastic card to have, because Iron Hands has a 4 retreat cost, Blood Moon has a 3 retreat cost, and you always want to have Pokemon on the bench to just go into the active position, because Electric Generator only works on Pokemon on the bench. So very cool indeed. And another new card coming for the Miraidon list out there is the Rotom, which allows you to discard all item and tool cards you find there from the opponent's hand. So if you're not attacking, you can of course combine Rotom. Yeah, let's say you want to be going for like an Iron Hands play and your generator doesn't work out that way, you can still rely upon to Rotom, or just go if the opponent has a huge hand, like let's say they've used something like Insta Charge and stuff, we can just promote that Rotom, discard the opponent's rare candies, and that could be a win condition against stuff like Charizard. So cool stuff coming for Miraidon indeed. I don't know if Ancient Box gets any new tricks. That's not going to be the case, so let's continue on to look at new archetypes. I don't see one currently. I see a Milotic, so very cool. Even though it's top 16, we're checking out the new list here. And Milotic is also a new card coming from Surging Sparks that actually has a Safeguard ability, prevents all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Tera Pokemon. So all the Tera Pokemon in the game cannot even touch you, which is super awesome indeed. This is going to be combining that powerful effect of the ability of Milotic in combination with Noivern, which can be immune from basic Pokemon. So Milotic can stop stuff like Charizard, Dragapult, yeah, every Tera Pokemon in existence is not going to be able to touch Milotic, while you can then, it has Cornerstone Milotic Noivern. That is going to be the walling Pokemon of choice, and the cool thing is, because you're playing Crispin, you can power up Milotic in one turn, and the same goes for stuff like the Cornerstone. So lots of walling capability Pokemon, Mimikyu, Cornerstone, Milotic, and Noivern all join forces here in this walling archetype that got top 16. Then Kanagawa, let's head over here. Any new archetypes we see there? A little bit of the same. Looks like Gardevoir is making a little bit of a return, and we do see Miraidon with a Magneton line in there as well, and a couple of Ceruledge lists that we're going to be taking a look at as well. So let's start off with this Miraidon list, playing Magneton. Magneton can blow itself up, and if you do that, you can accelerate 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your lightning Pokemon in any way that you like. So people that have been missing Flaffy in the format from Evolving Skies will be pleased to know that you now can rely upon to Magneton. The cool thing is that you probably play, the opponents will probably go for 2-2 price trade, meaning that you can just blow up a Magneton and it doesn't bother you in the slightest. That means you have energy switch you can spread up on your field, which means Raichu V returns into the Miraidon list as a mainstay, and that's going to be super nice indeed. You can still have the free retreat thanks to Latias, having the Rotom as a cheeky one-off, and the Tera Pikachu, so you can go wide on your board with Area 0 under depth. So that's actually super nice. Magneton as another new power booster for Miraidon. Will Miraidon be at the tier 1 top tables again? Who knows? This is a Ceruledge deck, actually combining, again, 19 energy seems to be the key here. Lots of Carmine, lots of Squawkabilly, Radiant Greninja. This time around, there's no Zamazenta V in here, but the main archetypes are becoming clear. A couple of Mist energies as well, so you can protect yourself from effects of attacks, and also Legacy energy to offset the price trade, so you're actually turning a Ceruledge into a one-price Pokemon indeed. This actually is not playing Palkia V-Star. Then another one of those lists, very similar, but it actually is playing Fan Rotom and a couple of Jet Energy to actually do something when you are actually going second. If you go second, you pretty much do your stuff and then end your turn. But with this, Fan Rotom can actually take a KO on a weak HP Pokemon, like, for example, you're actually playing 2 Pokestops, so you can knock out stuff like Charmander, Hoot Hoots, you name it. It's going to be fantastic. So that's going to be an addition for the Ceruledge deck. Then, moving forward, again, Kanagawa, we have some of the same archetypes. No new ones have been introduced. There is a very funky Gholdengo list, and I really want to give a shout out to Gholdengo here, because this Gholdengo is actually playing Bombearder, but that's not the way I want to be presenting Gholdengo, to be honest. I did see that in another tournament, Gholdengo was used, and Gholdengo now has access to a new A-Spec card that we really need to respect here, and that's going to be, yeah, the energy shenanigans, but we don't see that in this Gholdengo list, so more on that later. Over in Kyoto, one of the more older cities in Japan, we see a little bit more of the same. The Magneton Pikachu list that we're going to be taking a look at. I hope this Gholdengo list is bringing something new to the table, because I'm really curious. Yeah, that's the one I want to be talking about here. Yeah, this Togekiss is something you probably will... Yeah, it's very funky. First of all, Togekiss, when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out, flip a coin. If heads, you can take one more prize card. So that's going to be a cheeky way to boost some additional prizes with Gholdengo, and also this is going to help out Gholdengo quite a bit. Search your deck for any number of basic energy cards from different types and put them into your hand. So pretty much you can get yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types, boom, and out of nowhere you can just go for your Make It Rain attack very quickly, definitely in combination with that Ladder of Encouragement. So a very aggro Gholdengo deck is coming your way. Another cool list that came here, that is going to be Regidrago VSTAR actually gaining the Alolan Exeggutor EX. If you don't know, it has the attack here 150 and attach any number of basic energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's actually super cool attack, definitely in combination with a lot of Earthen Vessels. But the second attack here is flipping a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic, it is knocked out. If tails, you can knock out one of your opponent's bench basics. So there's a lot of, like, if you go on the good 2-2-2 price trade, there's a lot of funky stuff that can happen with Regidrago for sure. I'm actually going to check real quick if Gardevoir is coming with new tools. No, it is not. But yeah, the Alolan Exeggutor is actually super nice. Raging Bolt also not packing any new cards. As mentioned, we're going to be checking out this Magneton Pikachu list. It's going to be playing a lot of different attackers. We have Galvantula, which you can now easily power up through the means of yeah, the Magneton, spreading around some energies, attachment of turns left and right. There is the Pikachu, which can survive some hits, and it's a funky Miraidon list. I probably am not too big of a fan of it, as you're playing grass energies in there as well, and there's no generators. Instead, you're relying on Magneton to blow itself up. Alright, moving forward, and we're going to Osaka again. Dragapult not playing any new cards, it seems, so still... Oh yeah, there is a new card that we're going to be talking about as the Tera Orb, allowing you to search your deck for a Tera Pokemon. It's as simple as that. So if people have been testing out Feather Ball left and right, the Tera Ball can, or actually Tera Orb, can also be used in specific archetypes. Palkia Boom doesn't gain new stuff, so I'm also going to check his Charizard, also does not gain any new stuff. So let's focus on the new stuff, because I'm a big fan of the new cards coming in Surging Sparks. We see Ceruledge here also coming back with this Victini, allowing you to stop 10 more damage to your opponent's Pokemon by your evolution Fire-type Pokemon, meaning that Ceruledge can hit some scarier numbers. And definitely this A-Spec card as well, the perfect mixer, allowing you to discard up to 5 cards from your deck, and just put it instantly in the discard pile, meaning 100 additional damage output for Ceruledge. Okay, Osaka again. We see an Iron Torrents. Iron Torrents playing any new cards? Of course not. It's the same old 60s that we've seen before. We do see here a Miraidon Magneton list, and that's actually come a little bit more of a mainstay, as you're going to be having some backup in the late game. Raichu now is more powerful than ever before. Not only is it a 4 Sealstone target, you now have access to Magneton to actually go for the crazy one-shots you've always dreamed of with Miraidon. Kanagawa again, let's see what they're packing here. It's a Gholdengo list. The Gholdengo list coming back with that yeah, Energy Pro situation. Also comes back with the Stadium card, reducing the Stage 2 Pokemon by 30 HP, helping Gholdengo hit the numbers a little bit easier. So as mentioned, even more basic Pokemon, basic energies. That's 8 different ones, so that was the same as the last one. And to check out extra prize cards, there's a 101 line of the Dusknoir in here. So Gholdengo might actually won the tournament, so might actually be better than ever before. We have a very funky Luxray here. We're already having access to this one. If this Pokemon is in your hand when setting up, you may put it down as a face down Pokemon. Search your deck for 2 trainer cards with its attack. So free retreat as well, so it reminds me a little bit of the Talonflames back in the days of Greninja Break. But it's gonna help out with setup, and it's gonna be playing a 4-tree line of the Archuludon as well as the Relicanth as a mainstay, having the Gravity Mountain, making sure stage 2s have 20 HP less, and you're coming back with Maximum Belt, which is actually super cool because that's gonna allow Archuludon to actually slap for the maximum damage of 270, and the damage output of 270 actually is super interesting, as you're gonna be able to knock out Ceruledge in one shot. Lots of gust here as well. So yeah, with Turo and Palpat combos, you can loop Archuludon until your heart's content. Any other new cards? More of the Archuludon Raichu, I think. Archuludon Luxray seems to be. This actually is playing Scoop Up Cyclone, which works miracles with Archuludon. Also playing Cologne for some Mimikyu situations that could occur left and right, although you can actually power up a regular Duraludon to do that. I wonder where the Colognes actually can come into fruition. Yeah, in other matchups, I suppose. Alright, that's it for Kanagawa. Then we're gonna go to, is it Tokyo again? Yeah, with Greninja EX. The pure Greninja EX, no new cards, but actually did pretty well in this tournament. Lots of Dusknoir, Dragapult shenanigans. Oh, we see Hydreigon. Okay, Hydreigon Pidgeot. Yeah, reminds me of the Zard list, but instead of playing Zard or actually a Dragapult list, you're actually playing Hydreigon. Hydreigon is a Pokemon allowing you to actually slap 130 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon while hitting 130 to the active. Very strong to knock out like almost anything in the game. It's very hard to power that up. We do have reversal energy, so bear that in mind. And there's not reversal energy, the Neo upper energy, I suppose. And this also comes back with the crashing headbutt 200 and discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, which can be really, really crazy indeed. There's a couple of dark patches which can help the dinos get the energies already, and then the Neo upper energy will have a very unique effect. We're definitely with Counter Gain can get you over the edge to start attacking in one go. So strong situation for sure. Yeah, this Counter Gain also coming back into the format. You can use your old school copies from Lost Thunder if you want, but it is back, and Hydreigon is hopefully going to be also becoming a top tier archetype. Let's check if Snorlax has some new tools to work with. It actually comes back with this Lazia's Appeal, switch one of your opponent's bench basic Pokemon to the active spot, and it is now confused. So really annoying when you are confused and you cannot retreat through the means of the Snorlax block. So that could be having some additional headaches against specific archetypes. Alright, then we're going to Kanagawa once more. Arceus Regidrago VMAX. Okay, Regidrago VMAX can now get powered up through the means of Magneton. You can also power up, the Pikachu with there's a little bit funky left and right. It's an Arceus pal. I don't see it being very good though. Okay, and then there is some more Archuludon. This Archuludon actually is playing with Dialga. Very easy to power up through the means if you evolve into 2 Archuludons, you can power up Dialga and then go for the Star Chronos. Scoop Up Cyclone, you can actually, the more energies there are under this pile, and the more you can combo with Scoop Up Cyclone and a couple of Duraludons in play, the better it's gonna be for you. So and with Tortron, you can summon that, Archuludon, actually that Dialga out of nowhere when the opponent least expects it. Cool indeed. There's also again, Milotic Noivern counterbox deck, but also comes back with the Gastrodon. As long as this Pokemon is on the bench stage 2 Pokemon have no abilities, so that's going to be pretty tricky. Bench Pidgeot EX, think about Dusknoirs, think about Charizard, Gardevoirs, everything that is on the bench cannot use their ability, which can be really strong in some sort of a walling archetype deck like this one. I also saw here that there was a Lugia. Let's see if Lugia is playing something new. Nope, same old, same old. Let's go. Moving forward. We had Shizuoka. Yeah, let's go. Miraidon winning with Magnetons. And also coming back with the stadium, the Lively Stadium. Each basic Pokemon in play gets 30 additional HP. That pushes your Pokemon out of one-hit KO range, which is actually super interesting because lots of things like, I'm going to give a little example, Tempest Dive actually stops 220, and you can get well out of range with that because of that. Also stuff like, for example, a Dragapult with Phantom Dive. I find it strange that there's no Raikou in here, but it is what it is. I think in combination with like early game Iron Hands, getting all your energies into play and then blowing up some Magnetons, you can just get over the edge with that. Also, with Heavy Baton, you save your energies, and then late game Raichu can come into fruition. So, cool indeed, for sure. And the Milotic Noivern deck is seeing more and more play, ladies and gentlemen, again with the Gastrodon in there. That's gonna be pretty interesting. Also coming back with TM Evo, which you most likely will need. Heavy Arven count because your Phoebus only has 30 ridiculous HP. Going back to Tokyo then, yeah, Miraidon doing some Miraidon stuff with the help of the Tera Pokemon Pikachu. So in the past we've used to play Mewtwo EX as a Tera Pokemon of choice, so you can go wide on your board with Area 0 under that, but now no longer going to be an issue when the opponent wants to gust that up because you do come back with a powerful ability. So Pikachu will find its way in all these 0 area under depth Miraidon lists for sure. And Magneton line, I like it in there as a 1-1 line. Okay, there is Gholdengo again with the Energy Pro Ace-Pack card. I think that's also going to be giving the Gholdengo deck quite the boost, I might add, because if you can find that, yeah, boom, you're there to just one-shot anything. So I would say stock up on some of the Gholdengos because they're going to be only become more prizeful if yeah, they do well at tournaments. So yeah, that was in Tokyo. Let's see here, Chiba. We see here a little bit of the same stuff. Gardevoir still playing no new cards. It's been the same 60 ever since NAIC, I'm afraid. Let's also check out Raging Bolt. Also, yeah, it is actually playing the new Koraidon. I think it's a great inclusion. If one of your ancient Pokemon used an attack during your last turn, you actually slap a solid 180 for only 2 energies, and 180 you can just knock out stuff like Lumineon with that. The cool thing also with this is that you one-shot stuff like Terrapagus, Miraidon, so it can be a pretty cool ancient Pokemon to include into your list. And also with that new Stadium card, the Lively Stadium card, you're going to be pushing the HP, definitely in combination with Bravery Charm of the Raging Bolt all the way to 300 and whatever. It's ridiculous. Sure. Okay, what else? A Lugia winning. What did the Lugia coming back with? It is going to be the same old, but it does come back with Dust Ball now. If you get Iono to a low hand size and you've drawn to Dust Ball, you know exactly what you can find on the bottom 7 cards. So I think that's nice. I myself am playing 4 Great Balls, so you know that already. I might actually drop 1 Great Ball for a Dust Ball. It doesn't seem too bad in my opinion, or maybe a 2-2 split line. You never know. Okay. Then continuing on, are there any other things I want to be talking about? Yeah, they're actually playing Gholdengo with Fan Rotoms for 4 copies of Fan Rotom, so you can be the first person to attack. But on the other hand, you could start with it and start swinging if you have a Stadium 4 Pokestop as well. But if you don't have Switch, or yeah, you only have 1 Switch, so I think you'll have to start with it, which I think is bad. So probably would not do that. Then another. Yeah, we just visited that. Kanagawa, Dragapult, Archuludon. Let's check out this Archuludon list. Is playing Janisect with the Ace, yeah, Nullifier. If it has a tool card, you shut down Ace Pack cards from the opponent's hand, which could be great. Other than that, high focus onto getting the Pokemon back into your hand with Professor Turo and Scoop Up Cyclone and the Palpad thrown in there as well. Okay, next we're going to Yamanashi with Iron Thorns winning. Probably not playing any new cards. Yeah, as exactly. It's the very same 60 as the one from the World Championships back in the day. This is an interesting build. Yeah, a counter box kind of style with the Fairy Giraffe as well as Ogre Pawn. The Ditto that can transform into anything you want. So Sparkling Crystal helping out to attack earlier with Giraffe. It's a funky archetype. I want to be shedding some light onto it because I love when people are doing a lot of funky cooking. Toriotti, or whatever it's called, Totori, Dusknoir, Zard, playing Patron, so no Snoring's blocks are going to be surprising anyone. We have Blizzy here, Blizzy with the Pikachu here. Cool thing with Blizzy, it can transfer basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another one with its ability. And with Glass Trumpet, you can power up the energies quite quickly. So you can power up Pikachu in one shot. You're doing 300 damage, you discard the energies, you have the Power Hourglass to regain an energy, or use Glass Trumpet to do it again. You can go wide on your board quite instantly with the Precious Carrier, which I find to be a very cool card I'm going to be experimenting with for insane setup. It is searchable through the means of Arven, so Arven only comes better and better as more and more crazy item cards or Ace Pack cards get released. But this Blizzy deck is quite unique, for sure. Okay, then they're going all out on Milotic Cornerstone Terrapagus. As mentioned, the Trumpet also sheds some light here, and because of Sparkling Crystal, the Terrapagus can actually use some early on attacking for 1 energy, or you can just use it on the Cornerstone Ogrepon EX. Alright, moving forward, that was now Hokkaido, all up in the north in, yeah, Japan. We see Raichu as the main attacker, so 2 copies of Raichu in there. No, it's gonna be the focus on Magneton, blowing that up, having 30 reduction to stage 2. So lots of new cards are being played here over in Japan, and I couldn't be any happier to see more and more new archetypes or new cards being played. So this is an archetype I probably would be testing out a little bit. Ceruledge, very fast archetype. You can also attack with Ninja, so that's a big winner for me from the new set. Although you can still hang on to classic old Lugia if you want to. And you see Ancient Box and new cards. It's playing that mixer to instantly get some more Ancient Pokemon. Also the new Koraidon could help this archetype quite a bit, because the other Koraidon that was a Dragon type doesn't hit for weakness, and also needs a lot of Ancient Pokemon on the bench, where the other one does not need that requirement. Okay, then Osaka again. So lots of tournaments over in Osaka. We see Chimpao, or was it Chimpao? No, this is a Miraidon list with 20 energies. That's you want to brick, right? This is Chimpao. It's classic Chimpao, but Chimpao hasn't been good for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid. A control-ish archetype, playing the Kyurem. Kyurem can actually insta-paralyze, which actually is interesting. And because you're now having Counter Gain, control decks now have a whole new way to start getting some crazy attacks off, which I found pretty cool. You can paralyze, for example, Dragon-type Pokemon, which is super nice indeed. Then Fukushima, let's see, more Miraidon. Miraidon's getting popular, Gholdengo is getting popular, all because actually this is actually playing still the Hyper Aroma Ace-Pack card. I'm a bigger fan of the Ace-Pack Energy Searching card, so there's that. Hydreigon with Fairy Giraffe, EX in there as well. Neo Upper Energy and Dark Patch or Counter Gain combos are the way her Hydreigon just gets like 130 to 3 targets. A very scary situation. You, of course, don't have a downside. So if you survive, you can keep doing that attack and just scramble all the opponent's energies in shreds. Also, Janine's Secret Technique, allowing to accelerate an additional energy, which he can actually cherry pick through the means of Pidgeot EX. So I wonder how Hydreigon will do. At this moment, it seems like a tier 3 deck, not a tier 2 or above deck. So it doesn't seem that powerful quite yet. But maybe when better lists are coming, things will change. Archuludon with the luxury package as to have a better way to start with lead with a 1 prize Pokemon with the 160 HP if you happen to start with it in your hand. And then the Ceruledons are actually pretty interesting, because if you evolve to it, you can accelerate 2 basic metal energies from your discard to your metal Pokemon any way you like. As mentioned, this will be probably a powerful tier 2 deck. Then we're going to Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi. Here we are. Let's see here. There is no new archetypes, it seems, besides like the new Ace Pack in this one. No, it's not even a new Ace Pack, just Gholdengo by itself, doing some great stuff. Then going to Shiba once again. Finally, Tera Pikachu is winning something. Very similar to the 60s we've seen over in the West. And no other... Oh, there's Slaking. Okay. Another new archetype, Slaking EX, comes back with 340 HP, and if your opponent has no Pokemon EX or V Pokemon in play, you can actually not start attacking with it. But 280 for just 2 colorless energies is very strong. You can Trumpet quite easily as well, which is very strong. Just Trumpet, bam, and just power it up. 280 ridiculous damage output. With maximum belt, you even had 330, and you have 340 HP. So you can see how good this actually can become. And with Boomerang Energy, if you discard energy through the means of the attack, you can actually get it back. And there's even Crispin to power up the Slaking. So that's also a cool new thing that we were able to see here. Some powerful EX cards coming in Surging Sparks. Another Hydreigon we're going to be taking a look at here. This Hydreigon is playing the triple combo Rotom, Lumineon, Phasmidipity, as most of the stage 2 setup decks play. And Counter Gain EXP share combos will be really nice to have to just try to get that powerful crazy attack going. Yes. So Hydreigon, interesting to see all that knowledge here of these new archetypes coming from Surging Sparks. Then Okoyama, what do we see here? It's an Ancient Box winning, no new extra cards that we take a look at. So again, Miraidon seems to be one of those cards that gains the most. Not only the Tera Pikachu, but also coming back with Latias and other potential new stadium cards for it as well. So Alright, Turbo Roaring Moon winning in Fukuoka? Yeah, excuse me for the crazy pronunciation. We see a Ceruledge Banette, and this Banette actually is the puppet offering to actually gain back one of your supporters to just protect yourself from crazy Iono or unfair stamp plays. Okay, that's quite interesting. There were actually 2 tournaments during that day. Okay, that's an interesting build. We see here Dondozo with the perfect mixer. Dondozo, if you can discard those Tatsugiris, you can pack with a 160 HP basic Pokemon that slaps 50 damage for every Tatsugiri in your discard pile, meaning 180 with the DTE reduction. So as soon as the first turn going second, you're slapping 180. With Articuno, that's 190. You can stop stage 2's their abilities through the means of Gastrodon. So people are still innovating, and that's why I love with new sets coming into the format for sure. Gifu here with Ceruledge second place. So people are actually a big fan of the Ceruledge, Carmine, Squawkabilly deck and then slap huge damage. That makes sense. It is a straightforward deck, and it's going to be hopefully performing quite good. Okay, then another Hydreigon deck we're going to take a look at. Actually is playing the Lawstone engine, so very tricky to set up as you're going to have to Mirage Gate onto it, but that's another way you can power up that crazy attack of Hydreigon EX. And also with the Tera Orb, being able to fetch out your Tera Pokemon instantly instead of relying on the discard disruptive Ultra Ball that sometimes clunks your hand, or actually gets rid of most stuff in your hand. It's going to be better that way. Yeah, very awesome to see all these new archetypes doing well. And that's it for today's upload. Hopefully you guys thought it was a little bit useful to see a little bit of an insight of these new archetypes seeing play. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in ridiculous ways. Only takes 1 second of your time and helps out the channel tremendously. And yeah, if you like, subscribe and you'll get more content. That's how it works. Also, check out the sponsors of today's video, PokemonStore.com. If you're looking for TCG Live code cards, you can get 5% off using the coupon ZapdosTCG. There is DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZapDose5 and get 5% off. TC Evolutions for your ability tokens or damage counters. You can get 10% off using the coupon ZapdosTCG, and cardmarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. We're going to be checking out some more Surging Sparks videos soon. We're going to be doing a suggested, actually a predicting tier list. We're going to be doing a top 20 best cards of the set. So if you are still new to Surging Sparks, you're going to be learning a whole lot more very shortly. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and thanks again for watching. Peace out.